We're here in the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. It's the place where I live, and they're known for casinos and gambling. But when it comes to food, we're definitely known for all-you-can-eat sushi. Started back in 1989, a restaurant called Sushi and Terry, I'm guessing short for teriyaki, and they wanted to boom some business for some lunch, and they did it. They started with an all-you-can-eat sushi. It took off from there. It's been mentioned in the New York Times, and we're gonna try the top 4 places according to Reddit and Yelp. So let's get to it. All you can eat sushi here in Reno, they all have different things that they're known for. So different rolls, but then they also have the classic rolls, California, etc. Huge list of appetizers that you can choose from. One of them, miso soup, which I'll be getting at all of them today. It's a little bit chilly out, so it's a perfect day for it. And then I'll also be trying some nigiri and some of their rolls and some of the rolls that they're known for. I'll be basing my 0 to 10 rankings on the quality of fish, the fish to rice ratio, the miso soup, and the quality of the rice. Another thing about all you can eat sushi here in Reno is that the price point is pretty decent for the amount of food that you can get. It's anywhere between $27 to $32 per person, and that is all you can eat sushi. When you have expectations about sushi, perfect rice flown in from Japan, fish flown in the night before from Tsukiji Market, throw those expectations out the window. This is not about quality, this is about quantity here. But I still have to rank it based on a little bit of quality. So, starting off at Hinoki Sushi in South Reno, starting off with the miso soup, it was overall pretty decent, little underseasoned, not enough tofu and scallions. Moving on to the nigiri section, we had the tuna, escalar, we had the super white tuna, which they called it, and we had the eel. Every time I get nigiri, I have to have hamachi and I have to have the eel. It's my 2 favorites for nigiri. Starting off with the eel, it was served a little bit cold, and the rice itself was also very cold, which we'll get to. So overall, not my favorite. Hamachi was decent, could have used some salt, and again, the rice was cold, so overall, not my favorite. I will say though, the fish to rice ratio was great. They had a decent amount of fish on top. The rice wasn't too overpowering, obviously because it was cold, but overall, pretty good. Moving on to the rolls, we tried the Money Tree and the R&B. Both of them were decent, not my favorite rolls I've ever had, but not the worst ones I've ever had. And the rice again was just too cold, and the fish to rice ratio in the rolls wasn't my favorite, but overall decent. Last part for Hinoki was the flavor of the rice. Like I mentioned, it was served very cold. It was a little bit overcooked and way underseasoned. So unfortunately I had to give their rice a pretty low score, and overall Hinoki to me, it ended up at a 6.7. Moving on to the Atlantis. It's a casino and a restaurant, and inside their oyster bar, which overlooks Virginia Street, they do have an all-you-can-eat sushi, and it is priced at $32 a head. And starting off with their miso soup, not my favorite. I'm gonna rate this one a 6.6 overall. Not for the overall rating, just for the miso soup. It was just very underseasoned, didn't have enough tofu or scallions in there. So, moving on to the nigiri. The nigiri, we tried the hamachi, the tuna, and the eel, of course. So for the unagi, this one was actually very, very good. It had a nice touch of unagi sauce over the top, which is that kind of like sweet, thicker teriyaki sauce. And the rice was served decently warm and was very well cooked, decently seasoned, which we'll get to. And the eel was warm, so I really liked it. The hamachi, they're always known for really high quality hamachi. Moving on to the tuna. The tuna was my least favorite. It was a little weird to me that they served, in some of their rolls, they had the fresh tuna, and then for the nigiri, they did the frozen tuna, and you can kind of tell the difference. For the rolls, we got 2 of them. We got the rainbow roll and the spicy lobster roll, which is brand new. But starting with the rainbow roll, I always love the fact that on a rainbow roll, you get the mix of salmon, hamachi, and tuna, so you can get kind of all different flavors in there. But I will say this one was a touch underseasoned, and the rice, for whatever reason, on this one was very cold and underseasoned. So I don't know what happened there. But the spicy lobster roll was really cool. There was like a spicy lobster crab salad almost on top, and within the roll it has avocado and cucumber, so great crunch, and really, really thinly sliced lemon with the peel on and everything. So you get kind of a burst of acidity in there, then you get crunch from the cucumber, and you get fattiness from the avocado, and you have this spicy lobster salad, if you would, right on top. and it's all kind of served right in the middle of the plate. It has this huge lobster head. So presentation-wise, was a 20 out of 10. Atlantis, they obviously have some buying power, I would say. So I will say their quality of fish was very high compared to the last one. And the rice was served at a really good temperature. It was warm for most of it, but then some of it was cold. So like I said, I don't know what really happened there. Fish to rice ratio was also really good, I would say, especially for the nigiri. It had nice slices of fish, just a little bit of rice underneath. So overall, very happy with the Atlantis. I would definitely go back to that one. And for the Atlantis overall score for all you can eat sushi, I'm giving it a 7.1. Then we went to Kuma Sushi. This one's a little bit newer. I would say it's a couple years old at this point, but new to the game, I would say. And starting off with their miso soup, this was one of my favorites of the day. It was just a touch under seasoned, served at a really nice temperature, but then they add seaweed to it. And I love the fact that they add the seaweed to it because that saltiness from the seaweed totally makes up for the soup actually being a little under seasoned, and I loved it. I love all the textures. They had a good amount of scallions and tofu in there. So the miso soup at Kuma is one of my favorites of the day. Moving on to the nigiri. For the nigiri at Kuma Sushi, we started off with the eel, then moved on to the tuna, and finished with the hamachi. The hamachi to me was probably my least favorite hamachi of the day. It just didn't have the right texture. It was very mushy. The eel was served very cold, which I didn't like, but it had a really good flavor to it. It was seasoned really, really well, had a great little unagi sauce over the top. And then the tuna was just okay. It wasn't my favorite of the day. You can definitely tell it was frozen, but like I said, you're not expecting the greatest quality when it comes to all you can eat sushi. So I was okay with it because the tuna itself was sliced really nicely and was actually seasoned very well. So moving on to the rolls. For the rolls at Kuma, we had the tuna bomb, the shooting star, and the sashimi salad. Starting with the tuna bomb, I've never seen something like this before. It was actually riceless, but I didn't mind it having no rice because there was so much flavor and texture going on. The outside was actually really thinly sliced tuna, and they filled it with a spicy crab salad, and it had a little bit of, I think, toasted sesame seeds, some scallions, and some sort of spicy and sweet sauce over the top. And it was really, really good. I didn't know really what to expect with this one. Obviously, having no rice in it, I didn't know where to go with it, but it was really, really good. I loved it. And then moving on to the shooting star, this was one of my favorite rolls of the day. It just had so much texture. It again had the spicy crab salad in there, and it had cucumber and avocado and scallions and sesame seeds and just so much going on. And normally when you get so much going on in a sushi roll, it's just overwhelming and it kind of just takes over, but everything was so well balanced. They did a really, really good job on this roll. And ending with the sashimi salad. This one was a little bit different too because they actually had 4 little rolls on the bottom, and then they topped it off with super thinly sliced salmon and tuna that were kind of dressed in this like acidic, spicy mayo teriyaki kind of sauce. And again, when it showed up, I just didn't know what to expect from it. And it looked like it was too much going on. Then you take a bite of it and my eyes just lit up. It was unbelievable. Overall for Kuma, I'm going 7.6. And finally, ending my day at Ohana Sushi. And I've never been to this one, which is weird because it is literally right across the street from my commercial kitchen where we do all of our catering out of. And I've been told for years to go to this spot, but just never checked it out. Finally did today, and I'm very happy that I did. Starting off with their miso soup, this was by far the best miso soup of the day. Super well seasoned, really large pieces of tofu, and a bunch of scallion in there. Absolutely loved it. Moving on to their nigiri. The nigiri was also the best of the day. We had hamachi, we had eel, and we had seared tuna, which was the first seared tuna that we had all day. The tuna itself, the quality, again, it was definitely frozen, but giving that extra sear on the outside and actually seasoning it with a little bit more salt fixed up the whole thing. It was by far the best tuna that we've had all day, nigiri-wise. Hamachi, by far the best quality that we've had all day for the hamachi. I think it's the same hamachi that we use for catering, and it's amazing quality. The texture is great. They definitely, I don't know if they added a cure to it or they just salted it right before, but the texture was great. The way they sliced it was great. Everything about it was awesome. The rice was well seasoned, cooked really, really well. You could see each individual grain, so the texture was awesome. It was a little bit under seasoned when it comes to the vinegar and the salt, but you could still taste it a little bit. So overall, nigiri, my favorite of the day. Moving on to the rolls. So for the rolls at Ohana Sushi, starting off with the Paradise Roll. This is one of their specialty rolls. It kind of has that tropical, almost Hawaii feel to it. It was okay, but the coconut and the mango were just a little bit too overpowering for me. But the Paradise Roll was by far my favorite roll of the day. Everything was just so well balanced. There was not too much sauce going on. And then they topped it off with that beautiful hamachi and some black tobiko over the top. So it was visually just like stunning and so much texture, and everything was just seasoned. The rice was a touch warm, cooked perfectly. So overall, they had my favorite roll of the day, the favorite nigiri of the day, and the favorite miso soup of the day. So for me, the winner and the best all-you-can-eat sushi with an overall rating of an 8.5 is Ohana Sushi here in Reno. If you're in Reno and you're looking for all-you-can-eat sushi, check these spots out and let me know what you think. Did I get it right or did I get it wrong? Also, down below in the comments, tell me what I should review next.